So.
All right, live in 3, 2, 1. That was your cue to
what?
talk.
No,
Yeah, sorry, I had a minute. Hold up.
Oh my god.
I had one of those breaks.
You actually just fucked up really hard, Miko. I don't know what to tell you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the thing that we do.
Hey,
apparently,
everybody,
Fuckboy is dead.
To Burn Down the Sandcast. It's episode 18.
No, go back. Start again.
No,
one more time. Rebate.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 18 of Burn Down the Sandcast. It's your boy Miko, aka Alex, aka the original Yiffmeister. I don't know how to do an intro, apparently, so what's up? Who's with me today?
We kind of are slightly. Alright,
I'm here. Sort of.
Are you?
Yeah, well, in spirit.
You're currently just like full of White Castle.
My name is Mike, at Rick Rolls Royce on Twitter, and the first thing I ate today was White Castle, which I didn't even go out and get myself. So
you're
that's how
basically
my
a
life
monster.
is going.
Yeah.
Who else is here?
Oh god, I'm fucking dead. I'm pretty sure right now. Hi, I'm Maggie. I have a bad headache. And
if you're dead, then I'm dead and reincarnated.
No, you're almost dead. The White Castle's working on that.
And hi, I special summon Game Bun at Game Bun on Twitters.
Wow.
I have a shitty effect, don't mind me.
That was a good YuGiOh meme.
Believe me, I'm not going to talk about Yugi this week. Well,
but
that's incorrect.
Not intentionally.
That's literally incorrect.
I mean, that would be later. We'll get to that later.
But that'll be in 2 minutes.
That's this week. You can't just say you're not going to talk about it, but it's in the thing.
No, that's a whole different thing.
Alex.
Yo, hey, what's up? How you doing? Let's talk about our weeks or whatever.
What's it like being fucking rich?
I mean, I'm still not rich, definitely.
Well,
but I'm better.
I mean, you're making more money than all of us.
Yes, that's true.
Hey, Dad, can you buy me Advil?
I got half of a CVS brand. Actually, there's only 2 pills left in here. You want some CVS brand to leave? Because I can send it to you.
If by 2, do you mean like 40? Because fucking I want to die at this point.
No, it's literally 2.
This was your cue to say the thing about your week.
Yes, and then people were like, "Yeah, So I found out that I am getting a $4,000 a year raise, which is a little crazy.
Yeet.
And I'm getting a $5,000 bonus in like a week and a half, which is pretty good.
And funnily enough, like, I just looked at my totally real bank account, and there's just $4,000 in there now. Wow, that's so nice of you.
I've never had $4,000 in my bank account at one time, so this is gonna be because I'm like working at chipping away all my debt from when I was like way below the poverty line. So that's where most of my money is going right now.
How close will you be after the 5K?
So the 5K, I'm going to save and put that toward my old student loans because I have to start repaying that in September.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so I have about 10K left on the old student loans. This 5K will get me halfway there, and then the monthly payments shouldn't be too bad if I do it that way.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Also, my capture card broke, and that's how I play console games because I'm a monster, so I had to buy a new one.
Wait, what do you mean? That's how you play.
So I don't have a TV in my room.
Uh-huh.
You can't just hook it up to your monitor?
I mean, in a roundabout way, that's what I'm doing. I'm just playing it through.
It doesn't have an HDMI port, your monitor?
It does, but it's hooked into my video card.
Yeah, but you
See,
can't just
he
like
need-
unplug it when you need to do the console.
That's a lot of work. I
Did
have
he-
a capture card because I do Let's Play stuff, so I just run it through the capture card, and
Jesus
because
Christ.
The
my
capture card died. He needs another one.
yeah, so my capture card did not have any delay, so I just played it that way.
How many monitors do you have?
2.
So
You see?
what-
Get 3.
Why
Another
can't
one.
you put it in the other one?
Because getting back there to
Console.
unplug shit is annoying.
It only has both of your monitors only have one HDMI port.
Probably?
Have you even checked? Oh my god.
I mean, I think it's like DisplayPort or something.
It surely has at least 2 HDMI ports, one of them.
This one... Nope, it has one. And they're both the
Are
same
you
monitor.
fucking checking?
Yes, I was literally checking. What do you want from me?
I mean, we did ask him.
You asked! What do you want?
I didn't ask shit.
That's the most ghetto roundabout solution to that problem.
I mean, I have 2.
I mean, I
10
record
quote
shit all the time, so it's just easier if I leave it like that.
So anyway,
So-
what are you gonna do? Get a new capture card?
I already did. I installed it this morning, and it is, the software does not work that it
Oh.
came with, but I can run it through OBS, so that's fine.
Is
What
this
do
the
you
same
need
one, or
for
is this a whole different card?
This is a different card because they no longer make the capture card I used to have because I purchased it in 2011.
That's fair.
But this is still an Avermedia, but the new Avermedia software, ReCentral, just crashes on Windows 7. I don't know what the fuck. So,
Cool.
but I can tell that the card works because I can open it up and play it through OBS, so that's what I'm doing.
That's good. At least you have that. You should have that solution.
hmm
Well, that's cool.
Yep, so that was my week.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, talk about your Yu-Gi-Oh.
I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh this week.
Oh, you sure? Because it says Yu-Gi-Oh right there. It says also Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, yeah,
Ah,
actually,
you
no.
fell
That
into
is...
my trap card. Ah ha ha.
No, fuck you. I played Monster Reborn, which is now unbanned.
Oh, yeah, that's dumb.
No.
It doesn't mean anything to anyone who doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh, but it
You
is-
know what
Yeah.
other card is unbanned? Imposter Professor Oak?
No, that's just
that's a
unplayable.
good meme.
There's
Is that
better
is that
options
too
now.
much of a deep cut for people to understand?
That's
Alright.
I don't
shit.
know what the fuck anyone's talking about.
Only
right
90s
now.
kids will get this trading card game reference.
I'm older than
Literally
all
am
of
a
you.
90s child, and I do not get it.
That's
Uh,
good. That's
Alright,
very
well,
good.
Anyway.
Okay. So I've been dead for half the week because of homework.
Mhm.
Again. I mean, Mike should know this. He's been bugging me like every day.
I know this very well, in fact.
Because you kept telling me to fight you. I'm like, no, I got homework. Leave me
You're like,
alone.
no, I have this homework that was due 10 weeks ago that I haven't done yet. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. But in the few days that I have my off time, I've been going to card shops and buying packs. But I haven't been touching Yu-Gi-Oh! Except for this one day where... So they're doing a promotion right now where if you spend like $30 in packaged packs and boxes, you get this very exclusive Lost promo card. And they're doing this till like, I think, July. And this month was Monster Reborn, which has the Japanese art with
Oh,
English
okay.
text. So that's $30. So right now, they're buying themselves now, and it's going for like $35 or more. So buying the
card
pack-
is solo $30.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, if you were to sell it now on the market, it'd be like $35 or more.
hmm
Because when I went to go buy it, they had like 2 left.
Wow.
So next month will be like one of the Exodia pieces. But I
Oh,
don't care for
one Exodia piece. How useful.
because because they're doing all 5 for the next 5 months.
I understand, but my point is, like, getting one at a time is very stupid.
Well, I mean, as a set together, they're like $50 or $60, so they know people will want it.
Jesus.
Because it's the exclusive Japanese art in the back with the pentagram.
Capitalism is bad.
Actually,
It's a-
Konami is bad.
I mean, yes.
Konami is capitalism.
Definitely Konami
This
is bad. We can all agree on that one.
Welcome to card games.
I mean,
This is-
capitalism is bad, but Konami is kind of to blame here, too.
Yep, capitalism is all Konami's fault, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, sure, you say that. Anyway, that's enough Yu-Gi-Oh! That's pretty much all I did for that. But the rest of the week, Pokemon. Holy shit. I have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind
do.
of do.
How many cards did you buy in Pokemon, Game Bun?
Too many to count.
Just
Oh.
tell me about the ones that shipped today.
They're coming next week.
Yeah, but how many are there that you
So
paid
it's
money
like 8.
for? Okay, so it's 8 cards.
And that's one of 5 different packs I had ended up getting yesterday.
You got 5 packs yesterday.
Because, yeah. And then earlier this week, I opened up a couple cards, and as the
Ah.
picture here says,
Holy shit.
I got a very lucky ass pull.
Mhm.
Because the one on the far left, that Cynthia card, it's about $70 right now.
Wow.
Yep.
That almost pays for one of your extremely large amount of pack buyings.
Yeah.
Almost.
I have a
Almost.
very two important questions. One, how many Wobbuffets do you have?
Wobbuffet is not in the card expansion.
Fuck you.
Is Cynthia good enough that you're going to use her, or are you just
Now,
going to...
Most
Yes,
questions are
so
fucked.
the reason why she's so much is the fact, besides being a full art card, her effect is really, really good right now, because the whole point is that if your hand looks shit and you have a Cynthia card, you can play it, discard it back into your deck, so you don't waste any of your cards, and draw 6 more.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically just a hand refresh completely, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right
It's
now,
good in any card game.
the base card, the one of the 3 behind the foil, are about $350 each.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So right now, she is like the most valuable card. The full art version, she's the most valuable card in that expansion right
That's
now.
crazy.
Yep.
So why is yours only 70 then? Because
What do
it's
you
not
mean?
hollow.
No,
You just said 350.
no, 350 is the base card, the regular card.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah.
The ones behind it are just the regular ones, just like the
Yeah,
art
yeah,
and then
yeah.
the text below it. That's just the 350. I mean, also my pull is I did pull the foil version, which goes for 450. But I ended up trading that one for the regular one and a Magnera, which is also in that picture.
Nice.
So I've been kind of lucky. Because I tried selling that card yesterday, but the store was only giving me like $40 for it. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I
fuck
can
that.
wait.
It's
Yeah,
half
because
the
like
value.
the price has been going up very slowly. It was 65 earlier this week, and now it's 70 today.
It will probably just keep going up. Honestly.
I hope so. Because I know YuGiOh cards that go for like $200.
Wow, it's like you're really participating in cryptocurrency, except instead of cryptocurrency, it's Pokemon cards.
No man, fuck you! I actually get my money, man.
Pokemon cards are much more stable than Bitcoin. Like, have you seen
You're
Magic
right.
the
Please do
Gathering?
not compare the
Magic
two.
the Gathering's economy has been holding steady for a long time, man.
They're more stable, and you can physically hold them.
Yeah.
This is a bit random, but recently I saw someone from like months ago, like a year ago or something, talking about like how they were pissed off they didn't buy any Bitcoin because like it got like really high, and I'm just like, yeah, no, just wait.
Don't worry.
Don't worry about
Don't worry,
it.
That's good.
It's gonna happen.
Give it a week.
I mean,
It'll crash
theoretically,
again.
you could have gotten into Bitcoin and cashed out at this point when it was still worth money and had it be worth it.
Yeah.
But, like,
You're getting into Bitcoin.
you would have had to be smart enough to cash out. And most people who are dumb enough to get into Bitcoin in the first place were not smart enough to cash out.
No,
So-
but my favorite thing was at the time people were telling him like, you could still get in now.
Right. So
And
just
I'm like,
get in
no.
now. Well, that's the secret, is you tell people that so that the price goes up. And then you have more. Well, anyway.
But again, you're getting into Bitcoin.
So
That's
here's
horrible.
why Magic the Gathering is better than Bitcoin. One, if Wizards of the Coast fucks up the Magic of the Gathering economy, 1,000 angry nerds will descend on them and tear them limb from limb.
That'll be a fun
Two,
day.
Bitcoin is stupid. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to say that for the past 5 minutes. Listen to me. I know these things, and I don't.
What do you mean? I have this money that someone tells me is worth something. I don't really know what it's worth, but someone told me it is.
It's a
Okay,
coin
Maggie,
with a
did
coupon
you
on
have
it.
a week?
Technically, I mean,
That's as good a week as any.
do you want just like this week or like previous weeks?
well,
Nah,
I
you
mean,
can
it's
just
been
give
2
me
weeks
whatever
since
you
we
want.
recorded, so whichever one of those 2 weeks you want to talk about.
I mean, I helped my sister move like a while ago.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
To Brooklyn.
that was fun.
Mm.
That was fun.
Do you know what neighborhood?
Bad one.
That doesn't help
Actually,
me.
it wasn't too bad. Her old one was fucking worse.
Most of Brooklyn is pretty gentrified now.
Yeah, most of Brooklyn is just expensive and not dangerous at all. So, like, was
Uh,
it?
Still a
God.
couple areas, but
I'm sorry. The headache is kind of like fucking with me a little bit.
that's fine.
But when we went to pick up like her stuff at her old place, that was the crack lady.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was that one.
Yeah.
She finally split up with her.
Okay, that's good.
By the way, like, before we went, the week before is when we were supposed to help her move, but she's like, no, we're gonna give it another shot.
No,
And
that's
so
not
we
how
didn't
you
go.
do that with people.
No, we were supposed to go that Saturday, and she's like, no, we're gonna make it work. And then literally the next Sunday, she's like, nah, fuck it, next Saturday
No,
we're
we're out.
leaving.
Fuck this is the worst.
Okay, so
Why did I say that?
If you want to make that situation work, the only way to do that is to drop your girlfriend off at rehab and drive away.
No, the way you make that situation work is by then joining them in doing crack. That is the only way to make that situation work.
That seems like it makes it not work, actually.
Well, it doesn't makes your life terrible, but you will probably stay together with them if you do crack with them.
I don't know, man.
I mean, she did coke with her, so, like, fucking...
Coke's not as bad as crack.
No, it's not as bad, but, like,
Definitely
it's still
not
not good.
It's not great. Anyway.
And by Coke, I mean Coca-Cola, because that's legal.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Okay, but what about Coke Black?
We went to pick her up. No, we don't speak of that.
If you see black cocaine, do not snort that. Anyway.
It's just got coffee
we went to pick up her stuff, and she leased a bunch of furniture with her girlfriend. Like a bunch of fucking dumb furniture that we had to take because that day she decided she wants to take it to spite the girlfriend.
Nice.
She also took the microwave. And that was probably one of the best situations because my brother was there and he's like, are we taking this? And my sister looked at it, stopped for a second to think, and was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, just fucking take everything,
just
honestly.
Take it. Why not?
And then while we were loading the fucking microwave in the truck, she's like, yeah, I don't actually want that, but, like, you know.
Fuck her.
And it's just like, a lot of this shit I know you're taking to spite her, but you're making us work harder fucking for it.
I mean, yeah, but it's almost worth it.
And then we had to drive around after we got everything, randomly. Because apparently my sister just doesn't put directions into her phone and just wanted to drive around Brooklyn for literally an hour.
I love Brooklyn. She was apartment shopping. Just looking around for empty apartments she could move into.
Some streets in Brooklyn, by the way, are not meant for a moving truck to go down.
No, that's the real problem.
I don't know if you know that.
That is correct. That's accurate.
There was one part where we went around in a circle in the moving truck because, I don't know, I guess we're just having fun at that point. And one of the streets that we had to go down, literally the moving truck was like, we might hit some shit. It's very tight. And then we drove by, someone got shot at some point, I guess.
Yeah, that'll
So
happen.
that was by the Jewish area, I think.
Oh, okay.
Something happened.
Yeah, that happens occasionally.
It was also fun to constantly hear everyone talk about how funny the hats were, and it's just like, I don't care about the hats, I'm gonna be honest.
What?
Just the hat.
Did you see any good mustaches?
I mean, they all had mustaches, kind of.
Did you see any hats that had eyeballs on them, by any chance? That may or may not have contained the soul of the Mario.
Oh, that kind of.
She's not saying no.
Sorry,
okay.
I'm coughing and dying.
That's fine. That can be your week if you want.
No, it's not done. It's not done, my dude.
Okay, just give me a yes or no on the Mario question and you can move on.
Mario is probably somewhere. I saw a weird, like, Jewish temple and they had a, like, tent outside, so maybe Mario was in the tent?
Yeah, okay.
Yep, Mario's in the tent, definitely. Mario loves camping.
We got to the place. Parking was fun. I don't know if you know this, but parking a moving truck isn't easy.
Oh, yes, I do know that, yeah. It sucks. It's really annoying.
So we found the place.
Mm-hmm.
We started moving everything in. We brought all the shit down, except for like a few things and the couch. The big dumb fucking couch that she had to take. And the way it was, like, I just want to point out, when we took the furniture, we had to go upstairs. And then when we brought the furniture to the new place, we had to go downstairs.
What?
Are they basement
in a
apartments?
basement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just like, I had to walk up too many stairs that day, which wasn't fun either. And, the way the fucking, like, hallway was, it was like, you go down the stairs and there's immediately a doorway to the right, and then it immediately turns into another hallway, and so basically the couch was physically impossible.
Oh,
down there.
I've had this literal exact same problem moving once before, so yes, I understand exactly what
They
you're talking
tried.
about.
They tried to get it down, and they fucked the wall up, which was funny. And then after they fucked the wall up, they were like, alright, but what if we just don't take the couch anymore?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no way it was going to happen.
But because it's leased furniture, she had to call up the lease place and tell them she was getting evicted, and she needed to return the furniture. So we had to bring all of the furniture back up into the moving truck, because they wanted all of it or none of it.
Wow.
Because fuck you.
Wow.
So we had to bring this dumb glass table back up, the tape.
So you're telling me you moved all of the shit?
Yep,
into
and
the
then had to
apartment
bring
and
it
then
back
out. Wow.
Yep.
So what furniture does she have now? Just like a bed and that's it?
Oh, there was a couch already down there, so she didn't even fucking need one.
Oh.
Okay, and then there was an overturned milk crate for eating off
She
of.
did have a bed, and then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
She had a TV that she took. She took the cable box, even though I don't think you're supposed to take that.
You're not supposed to do that.
She just did it again as like a fuck you.
That's a really extra big fuck you, but I think it will also fuck her over, because I'm pretty sure the cable company is going to be like,
sure
we
she
want that
also
back.
canceled the cable. Like, she canceled it and still took the box.
No,
I
you
think
have to
they
drop
want
that
the
off.
box back.
You have to
Yeah.
give that back to Cablevision or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
She just, like, didn't trust her
Oh.
girlfriend to, like, return any of the shit, so she just
Well, no,
was
I
like,
don't-
no.
I don't
That's
blame
a
her, but
reasonable
like, then
yeah.
also you're not returning it, so. Mm.
But when we brought the furniture back, they told her she had to pay, like, you know, the remaining, like, 3 months or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got there, finally, which, again, we had to drive around because she doesn't know how to put directions in a phone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And we dropped the stuff off, and they just apparently forgot to charge her, so
Wow.
she just left.
Or alternatively, they're going to try to charge the crackhead girlfriend.
No, it was under my sister's name. That's why she didn't want to leave the furniture there. Because she didn't want the girlfriend to just, be like, nah, there's no furniture here, what are you talking about?
She should be careful that she doesn't get called by debtors now, who they're going to send after her for not paying that. Because I've had a friend have that happen to them before.
I mean, they're just gonna, like, call her and be like, hey, you owe money, and she'll be like, oh, okay. I mean, my sister makes more than enough money that it doesn't matter.
That she could just pay it, so why doesn't she just pay it?
She is, very, very fucking, like, stingy with money for no reason. Like, her old apartment that she used to live in was in a really shitty area of Brooklyn, even though she could afford to live somewhere better. Just because it was cheap.
Well, she can obviously afford to live in fucking Brooklyn, first of all, so, you know, it's already doing better than me.
Basically, moving is bad. And I don't like moving.
I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was supposed to pay us, because that's what she told us she would do, and then she didn't. Because that's how she is. Just conveniently forgot that.
So, I didn't really have a week. I didn't do anything interesting except for I got sick, and then I got better, and then I ordered White Castle. So that was basically my whole life up to this point.
So people listening,
So
when he woke up this morning, he was really excited to fucking order White Castle.
you know, the phrase "this morning" is
No, because
Okay, this afternoon.
I had to talk you out of this idea a few days ago, actually.
no one talked me out of it. I talked myself out of it, but then I talked myself back into it.
fuck is wrong with you?
Because, like, you know.
Mm.
And so I woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I ordered White Castle. And that
He
was
did.
the first food I ate today. So, you know.
Oh, you're gonna be shitting yourself all
just
night.
living life out here. Just living my best life out here.
These are the lives.
I'm-
These are the lives you love to lead.
I'm # doing it for the culture. I don't know. What's another meme? All right, anyway.
I don't know what memes are.
News.
Yeah, news.
Oh wait, I forgot one very important thing about my week today.
All right, rewind the
On this day.
podcast. Okay, we're before the news segment. It's okay. Go ahead.
Today is my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. There you go. She celebrated it by being at work.
Oh,
Boy, I sure
Because
hope your mom
America.
doesn't listen to our podcast.
Oh, she don't know it exists,
All right,
thankfully.
that's good. That's good to hear.
That's the way to do it.
yeah.
Personally,
Mhm.
I think.
So, speaking of...
No,
no, I got nothing.
no, the transition is news. Miko,
It's
read the article.
news. Hey.
We have news.
So
I know.
first up this week on the news segment is that the Nintendo Switch has surpassed the Wii U's lifetime sales because the Switch is good and the Wii U was bad.
Sales.
Oh, you probably
It's
want
almost like-
numbers, huh?
I guess.
Okay, so
Well, tell us.
so this article is a little out of date now. Oh well, they have through December 31st. So they have sold
Mhm.
14.86 million units of the Nintendo Switch through December 31st, 2017.
So that would be a good 9 months.
Yes, the Wii U's lifetime sales was 13.56 million units.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot. That's bad. That's actually quite bad.
When most of the people trying to buy your system think of it as a just another Wii expansion, that doesn't help at all.
Well, so first of all, yes, they fucked up on the naming, and two, people were waiting for Breath of the Wild for that console. A lot of people, and then it just came out on the Switch also, so they just skipped that generation.
yeah.
Because Wii U Zelda was a working title for Breath of the Wild since before the Wii U was out. So I'm sure that did not help.
Also, we never got the Spider Boss. Just realized that.
We never got what?
Also, the Wii U tablet is one of the worst controllers in the history of video games.
Yeah, so now that I have a Switch to compare it to, and I've held the Wii U tablet, I'm like, what the fuck? That's
Yeah,
so
Right?
the build quality is noticeably awful compared to
I
the
used to-
Switch. It's ridiculous.
I used to watch anime and shit and YouTube stuff on my Wii U tablet in bed because I didn't have a better option than that. And you remember when my PC was broken for a few months there and I was getting parts
Yes.
and whatever? Yeah. During that time all I had was my Wii U for that stuff. So I would fucking watch YouTube videos on my Wii U tablet, and that was the darkest period of my life because that is the worst thing ever to consume media on.
What are you talking about? You're playing a game and you lift the thing up and you can look through a scope in it, and it's cool, man.
And now I have a Switch, and the Switch doesn't have any media to consume on it.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to use the Netflix app on the Nintendo 3DS? Because it is quite bad.
Okay, no, but that does sound awful.
It is fucking horrendous. But because it's 3D, it's the 3DS, so the top part, the interface where you type things in, is all 3D. It's a little crazy.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
I don't really
hey,
understand why that is.
Pro tip: the Crunchyroll app on the Wii U, not that bad. Anyway, yeah,
Anime.
so
they
Switch
should put
had it.
Netflix on the Switch, and then everyone will buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix guy, get on it.
Yeah, Netflix guy. I'm talking
Just-
to you, Netflix guy.
I bet he listens to this podcast.
Yeah, Netflix guy.
You know who you are,
Yeah.
Frank.
Look, man, he's busy.
I'm just trying to get someone who's listening. Hopefully, there's one person who listens who's named Frank.
So
Well, at least you're being
Fuck,
frank
I
about it.
knew.
there's nobody in the Discord named Frank anymore, so this fell apart.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Uh,
Speaking of Nintendo,
yeah.
Maybe also announced a couple other shit like a couple weeks ago.
Like what?
Well, with the half off the heels of the Miitomo shutdown, we have a brand new mobile game in the works.
Because they said they would put out 5 mobile games, and they haven't yet, so more.
Yeah. So we have Mario Kart Tour, which they have kind of announced. They have announced for 2019.
And I'm sure it'll be great because all of their mobile apps so far have been fantastic and none of them have had any problems.
Okay, well, actually, they're pretty good, I gotta say. But...
Yeah, I mean, they're not what we want, but they function fine. I mean, Miitomo...
Some of them are what we want.
I love
all of them burn my phone's battery to nothing.
Okay, well, that's just your phone, I'm sorry.
I got a brand new phone and it's still doing it.
So, here's my question. Which will come out first? Mario Kart Tour or Bloodstained?
What the fuck is Bloodstained?
It's the Koji Igarashi, the Koji Igarashi, the Castlevania game.
I remember this now.
Yeah, you remember
that
that.
was originally supposed to come out in 2017, that one.
Mario Kart Tour. Hey, you know what
that.
was supposed to come out in 2014? Persona 5.
Yeah, true.
Also, Cosmo just reminded me, Bloodstained is still coming up for the Wii U.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know
There's
about that one.
There's a bunch of games on... You know what I think is hilarious is there's a ton of games on Kickstarter that are like in mid-dev, like waiting, funded, they're coming out, whatever, but they're not out yet. All of them are like Wii U version in there, and it's just like, nah, guys.
Yeah, you got that hot Wii U version, man.
They have apparently changed Bloodstained Ritual of the Night to be from Wii U to the Switch. So
that's good, but just as an example, because I was looking at this the other day, like
I know Ukulele did that same thing too. We're like, oh, we're making for Wii U version. Like, oh, well, never mind that.
You may or may not have heard of a little game called Cryomore, which is still theoretically being made, and yeah, they still have Wii U up on their Kickstarter page, which is hilarious.
Delicious.
Whether it will come out, we will see.
Speaking of hot new releases,
wait, no, before we get into that, I just want to say really quickly, in general, I think Nintendo's mobile stuff has been pretty, fine. It hasn't been perfect. Don't get me wrong, Animal Crossing is not the one. It's not what people wanted.
I bounced off of Animal Crossing so hard, you have no idea.
But the Mario phone game is good. The runner game is actually.
Yeah, so I did skip that one, so I can't speak to that one.
It was on sale last Christmas. Should have got it.
And Fire Emblem, regardless of what you think or not, tons of people like that game and are playing. So.
I mean, in the few bits I played of it, it was actually kind of fun. It's
Fire Emblem is basic.
Fire Emblem is not really my thing.
It doesn't have all the elements you want out of
a Fire
Emblem game in it, but it's not terrible.
Maybe, but the fact that it's actually the actual grid of a Fire Emblem game on a mobile device.
The worst part about it is just that it has gacha. So.
Yeah, but that's free to play for you. You can't really escape.
Speaking of Fire Emblem, I don't know about that, but we got some hot minions to talk about.
I don't know about that either.
No, we.
How about instead we
some
just say
sexy hot minions
related to Mario and Nintendo?
The Mayros.
They're gonna make.
I mean, yeah, that would have been the better one, but I'm not telling you how to do your job.
I know. So anyway, they announced this last year, kind of briefly, but now they finally confirmed it for real.
Right.
Illumination, known for Sing, Secret Life of Pets, Minions, and the new Grinch movie coming out this year.
The only one of these I've heard of is Minions. Go on.
Yeah, I can't blame you. And they're working with Nintendo for the new Mario movie. So Shiki will have a role with the writing, apparently, going by the press release. And to be honest, though, as much as the Minions movie and the Minions meme is shit, Illumination is not too bad as far as an animation studio.
I mean, whatever. All they need to do... Here's my question. Is Mayro gonna talk in this movie?
He's gonna say, "It's a me, Mario."
No,
Yahoo.
He's not. He's gonna talk, isn't he?
No.
Honestly, who knows? Again, Shiki's writing. He's known to keep Mario silent.
If he talks, what are you gonna do with your life?
Mr. President, with all due respect, Mario is not like the others.
He's actually at this point, he's actually gonna talk, but he's gonna talk like he did in that one Mario RPG game where he's just, "I'll make the boot out about."
So I've heard Mario talk on occasion, when they do promotions for Mario sports games. They had Charles Marionette, and they either in a Mario suit or just off screen talking for him.
Yeah,
it is.
I know
really
what you mean.
Weird.
But picture a whole movie of that.
Oh my god, there's also that old-ass game where it was like the first time he did the voice for Mario.
Yeah, that Mario plaything.
That weird fucking one where he spoke full sentences and it was weird.
Mario's Play Place?
Anyway,
Maybe?
can't wait to make a full Mario soundboard where he talks about sucking dick after this movie.
I think you can already do that because the Super Mario Brothers Super Show already exists.
Yes, but that's not the right Mario voice, so I don't care.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
The
We'll have to
movie's
wait and
gonna
see
start
what
and it's just gonna
happens.
be like, hey,
It's me.
it's
And
me,
Charles.
Mario.
final piece of Nintendo news. Nintendo
Wait, what?
Switch Online, aka the paid service for Nintendo Switch, aka the thing that actually makes it into a real online service instead of the like half-assed, really dumb shit that it is right now. Theoretically, anyway.
Yeah,
Goes live.
theoretically, I'll believe it when I see it.
Goes live in September of 2018.
We should also mention that it's also going to be $20 as opposed to $60 for the other two systems. Because God knows PSN is still shit itself. even
So,
though
like,
it's
$20 a
the
year, right?
the pricing structure for Nintendo's online shit is weird because it's not like you just pay $20 and then you have it for a year. You have to buy it in like I think 3-month chunks or something.
No, it's $20 a year.
It is per year. I
Yep.
thought it was not
Yeah.
that.
No. They announced it $20 a year.
Or is it like 6-month chunks like Xbox Live used to be at the beginning?
20 a
No.
year.
Okay.
It's just one yearly
Weird.
price, $20.
Okay.
Can I
Because I
fucking...
think, if I remember right, if they were higher than 20, people would have been like pissed because you know how that thing goes. with
Well,
Nintendo.
so I don't foresee a lot of people being thrilled that they suddenly have to pay $20 a year to play games that they've been playing for free.
Will they let me
already.
message my fucking friends on a Switch? If so, I will pay $20 a year for that privilege. Because fuck, why is that not a thing?
I don't think people will really care, first off, because people were like, oh, nobody's gonna pay for PSN, and then they did.
Also,
Because you
$20 a
have
year
to.
is so much cheaper than every other service that it's like kind of whatever.
That's what I mean. Like,
That's less than what people pay for Netflix now. Netflix is $10 a month now.
Can
no,
I
it's
just
14.
ask, though,
It
why...
depends on what version of Netflix you're
It
paying
just
for.
went up. I thought it was 10.
Why does Nintendo like
I'm
to
paying
release
11.
consoles, like, unfinished like this, and then, like, slowly release things that should have been with
Have
it from
you
the start?
seen the other song systems?
Do you remember the launch for the Wii U?
That's what I'm talking...
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing it?
Do you
Because
Why?
they don't understand and they're dumb.
Like, why are you fucking... Like, do they actually have that account system working yet?
They had it working on the Wii U and then fucking
Theoretically.
abandoned it for friend codes again. Like,
It's theoretically coming back, so we'll see. They were
fuck-
talking about...
Mm.
I want to point out, somebody mentioned on Twitter, somebody added, what's his name? Aonuma, is it? He was like, yo, give us cloud saves. And his response was, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. I would actually like that a lot.
So theoretically, the only way you could do that is if you had an account level thing that you had to sign into. So
I
That's
really
theoretically
like
coming
to
back.
imagine that was the first time he's ever fucking thought of that. And he was just like, hey, wait, that's a great idea.
Hey, this
what
thing
I-
that Sony's been doing since the PS3? Yeah, let's do that. Why not?
Oh my god. Nintendo, I kind of love you as a company, but you're fucking bad sometimes at just basic
So
shit.
I'm with you on this. I love Nintendo's properties. I think as a company making business decisions, they are very, very stupid.
Oh, I
Nintendo's
don't
capable
love
of-
their properties too much. I just think they're one of the better publishers, but they're very dumb with random things.
Nintendo is capable of 3 things. One, they're okay with indie games sometimes. 2, lately they've been better. 2, their first party games are good, and 3, their hardware is usually, let's say, good. It's not high quality, but it has its own niche purpose.
Mhm.
Those are the only things Nintendo is good at.
I'm glad
There you go.
I'm glad you mentioned the that they're better with indies lately because there was that whole Super Meat Boy fiasco on the Wii.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point of the problem is more, I feel like, on Meat Boy, because they're trying to, the fucking Wii can only do 40 megabytes for WiiWare games.
It was 50, but that was an imposed sanction from Nintendo.
Right. It wasn't a thing. It
Mhm.
wasn't like they couldn't do that.
And,
And, the Meat Boy guys were
yeah.
trying to make it, we want more,
They tried to
we
compress
can't.
it as much as they could, and they couldn't get it below 50, so they're just like, well, I guess we just can't put this out on the Wii.
And then with the Microsoft, it got almost fucked. And then they got the Steam, and everything got better again. There's a whole story to that game, but
Yeah.
hey,
well,
it's on the Switch now.
I mean, it was on the Wii U also, so
Was it?
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so let's stop talking about Nintendo.
And then go back to Fraudulent
And go
Man.
back to Nintendo.
Speaking
no.
of settling the
This
score.
is Atari.
Yeah, first
Yeah,
of all,
I got a
let's
real
go Nintendo.
score to settle with Nintendo.
Don't fucking
Let's-
steal my joke pitch.
Let's start at the start, which is that, hey, have you heard of a game called Dragster? If you haven't,
No.
if you haven't, I'll tell you, it's a very bad game, and you shouldn't play it because it's old and boring. But if you're wondering what it is, what's the console? Atari 2600, right?
Yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah, and it's basically a drag racing game. You're a race car and you try to go fast. Well, the record that has been up on Guinness
Galaxies.
and Twin Galaxies, which are the two main places that people care about, was Todd Rogers' record, which was 4 point something seconds.
Let me
5.51.
5.1. Yeah. 5.51 seconds, which, if you know anything about the game and the history of the speedruns of it and whatever, which you likely don't, but if you did, you would look it up and find out that almost every other person who knows anything about Dragster or runs it or whatever would say, that's not possible. You can't do that. Even in a task, it can only go as low as like 4 point something.
5.4.
Or 5.4, and that's a literally tool assisted run.
Mhm.
So he kept coming up with all these bullshit excuses over the years, like, oh, like you just gotta you do a little thing in the beginning and it fucks with the game code, and then fucking
And at some
whatever.
point, he has to try to do it live. He can come up with more excuses.
Yeah. So anyway, point is, over time, everyone kind of knew that this was not legitimate. Let's say.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there wasn't enough definitive proof, and no one was speaking up enough to make something happen.
Well, technically,
And
there
then-
was enough proof, but the
Well, there
second
was
part's
enough
true.
proof, but it wasn't gathered together and presented.
Yeah.
So someone did that, and actually a bunch of people did that. There's like a video about this guy named, I think, Omni Gamer is his name. for
That was one of
example.
them. The one I watched was by Apollo Legend.
So there's a couple of them out there that you can find pretty easily on YouTube that basically give the whole history and also explain why that's just not possible. And finally, after all of this evidence piled up and etc. over time, there's a huge thread about it on the Twin Galaxies forums, I believe. They basically went, okay, you're right. This guy is just lying, and fuck him. And they got rid of his record finally. He was
Man.
also permanently banned.
Mm-hmm. And then eventually Guinness caught on to this and actually took off his score.
Yeah.
So he's no longer in the books. The self-proclaimed king of video games, Todd Rogers, still denies the fact that he cheated, and he blaming like the community for like I'm just trying to run my games. Y'all being hostile toward me,
Well,
leave
yeah,
my family.
You can't go back on it now and say you did lie. Like, obviously, he's been lying for too long to do that.
Yeah, can
Sure,
I just
also-
say, like, his response is amazing, because he basically says, like, yeah, I think they're wrong, like, I didn't cheat, but, like, I'm not gonna push it because I know I did, and, like, I don't want to push it.
So, along with Dragster, he's also had runs for other Atari games, well, Atari versions of like arcade games like Donkey Kong, Centipede,
Right.
where the score was so deflated over the second place score, you have to go wonder, what the fuck? And there are even times where he wrote down a score for a certain game which only goes up in increments of 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I think it's like 6, 5, 3, 2. So like,
So
he
dumb.
was... So the reason why a lot of these scores got in to begin with was because the fact that he at one point was a referee, so he's just putting his own score.
Right.
And then another one was like his friend was a referee.
I was gonna say he basically had friends with the higher ups at Twin Galaxy, which was the only reason that score stood for as long as it did anyway.
Well, a friend, because after a while his friend got arrested for basically being a child rapist.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
That'll happen.
So, but at that point he was already like a part of the higher ups, so he can freely put in his own scores, no problem.
Right. And then they were like, actually, you can't now.
Is that-
So they got him, and in the wake of that, they got somebody else too. Your boy,
The King of
Billy
Kong.
Mitchell, the King of Kong, a documentary.
movie.
If you haven't seen it, worth watching.
Yeah.
Although a lot of it is obviously bullshit now, as you will find out.
Well, I mean, at the time, I mean, it was bullshit even then, but now the
Right.
score got the guy with the highest score is like some dude at a dentist's office.
Anyway, Billy Mitchell also had a bunch of his scores on different games. I think it was more than just Donkey Kong.
No, I think it was just Donkey Kong because
Well,
the way.
I think they were only able to prove Donkey Kong. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn I read somewhere that it was more than one thing, but at least
Well,
Donkey Kong
Yeah, so
had a score move because someone figured out, they put the evidence together of using GIFs to show that basically the way that the items in the stage spawned in on his quote-unquote legitimate real hardware runs of Donkey Kong actually were spawned in the way that it spawns in when you use MAME, which is an arcade emulator.
Right, and it goes way deeper because there are like different versions of MAME that spawn things in differently.
Right.
So they're actually like I have this thread open which has like multiple GIFs of like MAME 0.115 and below, 1.116 to 121.
It's actually extremely interesting.
They all load in differently, and they all load in differently than the actual hardware.
Right. And it's actually extremely interesting, and we should link that because it's a fascinating thread. But
yeah.
Basically they figured out, like obviously he has not been using real hardware. This was MAME. And since he said it was real hardware when he submitted the scores, all that particular big score, which would have put him in the top 20 now, got removed. And they took... But that being said, at least Billy Mitchell is still actually pretty good at that game.
Yeah.
Unlike Todd Rogers, because they then took a live score he had, and he's still within the top 50. Using that live score.
It's just that one score got removed because like it was sent to like I think this is actually the one in the documentary where the other guy was doing it live, and when it was done, they had played a videotape that Billy Mitchell had sent in because he didn't go to the convention.
Right.
And it showed that score, and that's the only proof they had. So that videotape which is what the score we're talking about here, was like it was probably done on like an actual cabinet, but it's probably just running MAME inside.
Right.
So again, like he's good at Donkey Kong, just that score was just like, we won't include it into like this top record.
Right. So anyway,
right.
That being said, he had a much better response, which he basically just said, yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
it's actually just MAME.
Because really, like when you start getting into it's MAME and not actual hardware, like Twin Galaxies accepts MAME scores, I'm pretty sure, but they're like just categorized differently. So I don't know why you would even do that. Just say, this is a MAME score.
Right, because the guy he was competing against was also doing it on real hardware, so he wanted to beat that guy.
Steve Eevee? What's his name?
I forget, but yes. So anyway, point being, he wanted to beat that guy, and that was the reason he submitted it that way. And because of that, they won't accept that score at all now, which is unfortunate because it's like 100,000 points higher than his current high score.
So there's a video going into the backstory of Donkey Kong speedrunning that explains like the main version actually has some like benefits to it. That gets you a better score. Because I think like people have like really good scores through MAME. But like
Jeff Gerstmann was talking about this on the latest Bombcast. It's like, maybe MAME emulates random numbers differently. Like who fucking knows, right? Like if it's not real hardware, you can never be sure, and you can start like digging into the code to try and find that out. But like really, what it boils down to is the game is the same. It's how it's interpreted. So
but that being said, they do accept MAME scores.
But.
Yes, it's just a separate category. But I do recommend that video, Donkey Kong speedrunning history. It's really good.
Yep. So that's cool. And then
speaking of history,
oh my
god! Oh my fucking god! So the other day, Disney had their like annual D23 convention in Japan.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
It's a big old Disney convention.
It's like 23 Disneys at one time.
That's too many.
That's a lot of Disneys.
Well, D23 Expo is what it's called. But basically, it's a Japan Expo, just celebrating Disney. So they have their usual Kingdom Hearts segment, and holy shit, we have a trailer. We have a fucking trailer.
We're not gonna watch it now.
No. So a couple months ago, someone, I forget where, posted some images of Sora in the Monster Inc. world as like a leak. It was like just like because you still have like dev text, unfinished textures, and lighting. And this trailer finally confirms the fact that we have a Monster Inc. world.
So yeah, your favorite characters, Mike and I forget his name.
Sully.
Mike and Sully.
You know, from the hit movie Sully about the plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the hit movie Uncharted 2.
Uncharted Inc.
Oh my god.
Is in the game now,
Yes.
and they do the thing.
They're monsters. So,
You forgot Toy Story. They showed off more Toy Story too.
yeah, they did. They showed off the Zurg spaceship, which I'm happy
Yeah.
we have a Zurg in the game. They also showed more of the Tangle world, which apparently, according to like interviews, they were having issues with Tangle herself, her hair, Rapunzel. The fact that the physics would always like freak out, which is why they
didn't like it and made them upset.
Well, the fact that the hair kept signing up, according to the interview.
So here's my question about this trailer.
Yeah.
I had a couple. There's a few notes about this trailer. Let's start at the beginning.
Yes.
1. Goofy looks like a fucking monster, and it's
Good.
scary.
Goofy is amazing.
Actually looks
That is the best Goofy ever made. Ever.
I think
So
someone.
I have dropped a link to a Twitter post in the document if you would like to click on that.
There's a tweet. I don't remember who it was by. Maybe
Yeah,
it's this
that's
one
it.
you
That's
just
the one I'm
linked.
thinking of. Like, it's a spore monster.
Oh, that one's really good. Yeah, the Spore one. But there was also one where somebody said Goofy looks like one of the. It looks like the virus bacteria from a cold commercial that comes and gets defeated by Mucinex or whatever.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
And I wildly agree with that. So there's that.
Uh-huh.
You can find images of it anywhere if you want. But here's
Yeah.
something interesting that happens in the trailer. At one point, kind of like in the middle of like there's like a bunch of fighting that goes on in the
Mhm.
Monsters Inc. world.
Yeah.
Sora appears to, I don't know, maybe it's an enemy. I'm not sure. It looks like a robot. He appears
Show
to
me.
like. Okay, it's at like 149-ish.
If it's who I think it is, then he is not. No. Oh wait, no. The helicopter segment.
149-ish. So anyway, there's this robot wearing a Monsters Inc. like construction hat that he like grabs, and it seems like this might be like an enemy attack style thing that they've had in other games where it's like a context command thing, like in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, I can explain.
But-
That's the Keyblade.
That's the Keyblade? No,
Because
okay, so
if you
if
keep
it is,
for-
before you tell me this, let me just say, what happens is he activates it, and then it turns into a new weapon, which is a different form that he takes.
So, what they've been trying to showcase the fact your Keyblade will transform to different weapons in each
Okay, I did not
world
know
you're in.
this.
Yeah, because if you like scroll further in the video for what you just told me, you actually see the normal form.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
I
dwarf.
see it now, yeah. And then
Yeah.
also immediately after that, there's a segment where he's grinding on a rail like Sonic. So, just to let you know, that's in there too.
Also, he did that in 3D, but we'll get to that eventually.
Well, sure, he did that in 2 as well, in Tarzan World. But my
Follow
point is that
me.
it's there.
Set me free. I fucked up.
It's okay.
No, that's
So
a
they-
different franchise.
They're showing more. Holy shit, teacups. They're showing more Toy Story World, which is like this whole like area, just like toys. I feel like it's like in a different part of the store that they showed off in the first trailer.
Yeah.
And then they again more Rapunzel. So apparently they had confirmed NPCs.
Right, they're the general areas that you go to, like I don't know what you would call it, but like the general world areas will actually have NPCs in them now, which is
Yeah.
definitely new for this franchise because that did not exist before.
I mean, there were a couple in Twilight Town, but
Kind of.
But they're like every other area in the Disney worlds are empty.
Yeah, basically.
And there's like this one image like Kingdom Hearts 2 that makes me laugh. Like the pieces like it's the Aladdin world where like talks about I love this place,
Right.
all the people, and it just shows the
That's
empty
just
void.
empty. Yeah.
And they also confirmed that my boy Vantius is back, which you don't know who he
Ventus,
is, but he's wearing an organization coat, which means something's up.
I don't know who that is.
You don't need to. Don't worry about it.
Like, again, we'll
wait
get to that
until we're
later.
doing a Kingdom Hearts 3 LP to worry about.
And also, the very first thing they show off is the fact that Mr. Fabulous Marluxa is not dead.
He sure isn't. So anyway, it's cool. It looks good. Monsters Inc. characters look fucking weird, especially Donald and Goofy.
I mean,
Sora
Sora
looks
is
fine.
basically he's a cat.
No, Sora looks like Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog. And then the Utada Hikaru.
She
I think
composed a
that's
new.
her name.
We
I was
finally
gonna
have a new
sing
song.
a Shadow song for a
She
second,
put
but
out
I
a new
stopped
song, and
myself.
it's pretty good. I listened to it. It's all right. It's worth listening. What's the name again? Twice something.
You don't think twice. Something
Don't
like
think
that?
twice. Thank you. That's it.
Simple and Clean 2, the sequel.
So, yeah,
to
Simple
Simple
and
don't think
clean
twice.
is the way that you're making.
Don't think twice about listening to Simple and Clean on loop for 10 hours.
So yeah, because like ever since 2, they've been recycling Simple and Clean as Sanctuary.
Right.
You
So
know, and that-
this time
can
they
we
were
fo-
like, let's just make a new one. It's Kingdom Hearts 3.
hmm
We have the money for this.
And they still confirmed 2018, which I will see it to believe it.
Yeah.
They were like, what if we make a song where the lyrics made sense?
How about like
Nah.
Christmas 2018? Maybe.
Again,
Anyway.
it has to be released before December 31st, and then okay, we're good.
Anyway. So yeah, that's cool. That's news.
That's the news.
Alex,
Yeah.
I want to tell me what you've been
about
gaming.
about what I've been gaming. Okay, so let me preface this a little bit. So
You
I
got a conversation with
finished,
me.
Yes, I finished Nier Automata Route A on New Year's Eve. So that was about 5 weeks ago. So
When you did that, you talked to me.
yes, I said, hey, because I played a little bit of Route B right after, and then I was like, no, this is too much like what I just did.
And you said, Mike, what's up with Route B? Should I keep playing? Is it you're just playing as this fucking kid and you have to do the hacking over and over again and it's all the same shit? And I said, Miko, I got 4 hours into Route B and I didn't finish it because it was all the same as Route A and I couldn't.
It mostly is. You're correct.
And then you went, okay, and then you didn't play it for a long time. But
Yeah. But then,
you
so,
did.
here's what happened. I'm taking a science fiction class this semester, right? The entire first half of the class is about humans and their creations, which led us into a lot of, you start with Frankenstein, and then you start getting into androids and shit.
Pack of Blade Runners, menthol.
Yeah, we watched Blade Runner for homework. We're gonna have to watch Chappie, the robot movie with Diane Ward in it.
Yeah, I love Ninja.
I'm actually kind of excited for that one. And we had to watch last week. We had to watch this movie from 1982 called Android, which is probably the lowest budget science fiction movie I've seen in a long time. It's got like this weird Italian theme song, and also looks like it was ripped from a VHS, and also it's real goofy. And I ended up digging it a lot. You can watch it for free on YouTube. It's out there. But then I was like, man, this android really wanted to be human. Oh shit, I should finish Nier Automata.
See, I've heard of Android 21, but not Android 1982.
Yeah, it's different because it's like before Dragon Ball.
I saw the hot redhead. Okay.
Yeah.
It's also probably good.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, I don't know that I would call it good, but I like it.
At least entertaining.
By the way,
you
thank
should
you
watch that
for
movie.
reminding me Chappie exists.
You're welcome.
Hold
Don't
on,
worry.
Nico,
Don't worry. When I
hold
watch
on.
it for class, we're going to talk about it on the podcast. So just
Anyway,
hold that
so
thought.
Hold on.
You remembered
said
about
you-
your humanity and decided
Yes.
to play Nier
So
again.
this weekend, I've been playing a lot of Nier Automata Route B, which is just Route A, except you play as 9S. And also you can do hacking, which makes things trivial, mostly.
But also boring because you have to do hacking instead of the slashing.
You have to do hacking so much. Oh my god.
If you don't like the hacking, like me, I mean, I'm not bad at it. I just found it boring. So,
It is boring, but it's a lot faster than doing the actual combat.
but it's tedious, unlike the actual combat. Which
Yes,
is
and
what
then
my
there
problem with
were
it
a
was.
couple of enemies I found where I just was like, they're just like regular enemies. They're not even bosses. I had to hack them like so many times.
Yeah,
I don't understand why.
Would you say that it puts the hack in hack and slash?
No, I would not.
no, that
Uh-huh.
would be hack and slash available on Steam now.
I would not say that actually. So, essentially, you go through all of Route A with 2B, except you're playing as 9S, and then at a certain point it kind of diverges, which is where in the previous playthrough, 2B and 9S got separated.
Okay.
And then from there, it diverges pretty heavily. So I would say once you get to that point, it starts getting interesting again.
Right, and then you finished it.
Yes. So it seems a lot that the final piece of it seems a lot easier because you can just you can hack the final boss and that takes off like a fifth of his health.
Can I ask, is the final boss the same as Route A?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That boss wasn't hard for me in Route A, so
Yes,
I
but
guess that must be really fast then.
there are different hacking mechanics. So like the way that Nier Automata has structured it is that in certain situations when you go to do the hacking, it'll drop you into like a cutscene type of hacking, like an instance instead of just one of the randomly generated ones. That happens for when you hack Eve at the end of the game.
Okay.
And it's a lot more interesting than just like, oh, hack him, okay, dodge the ball, boom, okay, now I hit triangle again and do it again. That's much more interesting.
I guess.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then I started Route C. Route C is where shit starts popping off, and I don't really want to spoil it, but like
my understanding,
you need to get to Route C. That's really the goal.
God, I have to play fucking Nier Route B again. I'm gonna kill myself.
So, here's my advice for Route B. Set 2B to be aggressive in her style, because she'll just, like, fucking murder everything. Do as much hacking as you can, even if it's boring, because it moves a lot faster. And, because you're generally speaking doing hacking instead of combat, just, like, it's okay if you just run past enemy mobs and don't fight them.
Okay.
Like, 2B will handle the brute forcing part.
So were you, like, kind of, like,
hack.
quote-unquote underleveled when you got to the end?
Well, so I was underleveled at the start of Route C, and I had to turn it down to easy so that I didn't just die immediately. But I turned it back up once I was done with that.
Okay.
Because, like, I always have trouble with the shoot-'em-up parts at the start of each route.
Oh, really? I never have a problem with that.
Yeah, so, like, one of the problems was I started Route B, and I kept fucking dying because you can't pause and use healing items while you're in the fucking flight suit for some reason. That's some fucking bullshit.
Because you're supposed to, it's a bullet hell. You're supposed to just win.
But I'm not good at those.
Okay, well, get good.
Well, so I made it easy and I got through that, and then I changed it back to normal, and now I'm normal again.
Now you're normal again, just like 9S.
Yes. So robots, they have emotions. Boom.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Speaking of emotional things, I guess I don't know. I heard that the themes and dialogue in this other game that you played are a lot.
So I'm not very far into Iconoclasts, but I have played a little bit of it. It's got pretty heavy religious undertones. That's why, strangely enough. Yeah. And like being a mechanic is outlawed, and you're like the sole mechanic for this village, and you're like you're secret, and then you get caught, and then you end up in the desert, and that's as far as I got. So
how's the gameplay?
It feels very good. I would like to play it more.
Okay.
I will report back once I
describe it as more. A Metroidvania?
Kind of. I don't feel not exactly.
Okay.
Maybe more like. I mean, like
a Castle Troid.
No. I guess I'm not far. I guess I'm not far enough in to say because I haven't found. Like,
that's fair. I didn't know how much you had played or not.
I haven't found any items that let me access new areas or anything like that. So far, it seems like it's going to be like pretty linear in terms of where I go and what I do, but like that's just conjecture. I don't know that for sure yet.
Sure. Okay.
Would you say that it's an iconic classic?
No.
You can't just cut me off before you shut me down.
I don't know what you're talking about. But also, I would like to say every time I think about this game, I think about Jeff Gerstmann saying the phrase "Iconoclash," and I have called it Iconoclash on numerous occasions by accident because of that fucking Game of the Year video.
Yeah, Iconoclash really lands. Good game.
Really good game.
They're gonna be calling me Pope Vocabulary the 9th in no time.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Do your first one and then do your second one, and when you do the second one, we'll talk about it together because we both. All right. That.
So yeah, going back to Pokemon talk, I actually made a deck. I've been playing the online game again.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
I meant in real life. Have you played the TCG?
I haven't had a chance yet because I haven't made a deck yet, but I have one ready to go.
Okay. And you have played online?
Yes. So they have released, along with the new pack, Ultra Prism, they released a couple decks with it. And the one I got recently was the Emploreon deck, which is
The what deck? Sorry.
Emploreon.
Oh, the Fire Eevee. Got you.
No. The penguin.
Oh, Empoleon.
Empoleon. Wow, I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Fire Eevee is Flareon, and don't worry, we'll talk about Eevees later. Hold that thought.
Yeah, Empoleon.
So Empoleon.
Think of it like Napoleon, except a penguin.
Makes sense. So Empoleon, he's really good for basically just a free. You get two of them in the deck. So his main move is the fact that for 2 energies you could do 20 damage times the number of Pokemon on your bench.
Which is a lot.
Which, yeah, if everyone's setting up everything, that's 5 Pokemon per like bench and times 10. That's 200 damage right there.
For 2 energy.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And for 3, you get guaranteed 90, and you also remove an energy from your opponents at the Pokemon.
Which is fucked.
Yeah. So, he takes a while to set up, but he's really good. And with rare candies in the game, so rare candies lets you evolve Pokemon past the first stage, if they're in your hand.
Oh, wow.
And I bought 4 of those yesterday.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
So your plan is to just run a train on people with Empoleon, basically.
If not really, at least not on real life. I'm trying to run a second deck.
Okay.
But for right now, this pre-made deck for me seems to be doing fine. And then above Snow, who is just like this big old beast, can do 80 damage for 4 energy, but you put your Pokemon to sleep guaranteed. So if you need to just stall for a little bit, he's pretty good at that.
No coin flip or anything.
Nope. Again, the problem is it's just a matter of just like, get everything set up.
Right.
And if you brick pretty bad.
Yeah. Well.
So that's a fun deck just to fuck around with. But, so Pokemon cards aside, I've also had time to play Celeste. We talked about this last week, where we thought it was like a Super Beat Boy kind of game, but
It kind of is, sort of.
Yeah, I guess.
Without the timer element. Well, actually, that's not even true. Sometimes you do sort of.
I feel like I like to call it what Vinny called it in a quick look, a splatformer. Or no, I think that was Dan.
A what former?
Splatformer.
Yeah, it's
Like
like if Splatoon was a platformer, right? Yeah, definitely.
No.
Yeah.
I would call it a precision platforming game.
Okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I beat in the game. I got 8 ending, but there's still like another level I have to get. But I have to find. But I have to find stuff. Like even though you beat the game, you're still far from done.
Did you do any of the B-sides yet?
I have started on B-side and City, but I haven't finished it yet because I had to do
started
stuff.
the first B-side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that was the only team I hadn't found yet. So I went back to play that stage, get all the strawberries in the A side, and find the cassette. So right now I'm doing B side.
So wait, I'm sorry. Did you just like go through the game and not collect strawberries and not get cassettes, and now you're going back and doing that?
No. I got most of the strawberries. The problem is I missed the cassette on my first run.
Did you get any of the cassettes?
Yes, I got them all for the rest of the stages except for City.
Okay. But you haven't played the B-sides yet. You just got the cassettes.
No, I am currently playing B-side City right now.
No, I get that, but I'm saying for the other stages, did you play their B-sides?
No, because I think I remember like from the quick look. I wonder because like you get something near the end, and as we saw in the quick look, you kind of need it for that section.
Do you?
For the next area, you'll see what I mean when you get to it.
Okay, well, maybe, but you don't need it for the earlier ones. I'll tell you that.
Maybe I'm just missing something though. But anyway.
So you beat the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What'd you think of the story? It's kind of weird.
It's weird. It's mostly a story about like a girl try to like conquer something, but also try to like get over her anxiety.
She's like kind of running away also from stuff, especially in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very clear about that, especially around the third area. I mean, there's a whole level dedicated to that.
It's a lot of allegory, I would say, and not a lot of like direct storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think. How far are you?
So I have been playing differently than you have, and apparently than everyone else I know who's been playing this game has, because I am fucking super OCD about collectibles and stuff like that. I can't help it. So first of all, as I've been going through, I've been collecting like basically all the strawberry. I think I'm missing like one strawberry in one stage that I played, and the stage that I'm quote unquote on right now is I just beat the hotel.
Oh god!
I've been getting like all the strawberries and all the hearts and the cassette tapes and the crystal heart. So, the other thing is that I haven't been like saving the B-sides because I found the I guess what you would call like the main game or whatever, the regular levels.
Yeah.
Most of them, like you die a decent amount, but most of them I found like not that challenging. Like, pretty, like not for easy. I would say not like Mario, but
right.
like if you think about Mario Odyssey, right? not
Yeah.
only is there no punishment for like dying really in that game,
Uh-huh.
but also it's pretty easy. Most of the challenges you have in that game are quite, you know, they might be fun to do, but they're not hard, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I would say that the base level in Celeste is a lot higher. It's definitely a lot harder to do some of the stuff, and some people might even find like some of the main level stuff pretty challenging. But
Mm-hmm.
as somebody who plays a lot of those, a lot of platformers, all that stuff seemed pretty. I wouldn't say trivial, but like easily doable to me. So then I was like, all right, well, fuck that. I'm just gonna immediately start playing the B sides because, which I don't know, Miko and Maggie, do you know what the B sides are? Do you know about this? Anything about this?
I have heard about what the B-sides are and how Celeste works, and it's on my list of games to check out probably after I finish Iconoclast.
Yeah, so
Celeste is a video game that came out recently, and that's about as far as I get.
All right, so it's a platformer, but basically there's these things in the levels you can get where you get a cassette tape, and then when you get that, it unlocks a like fucking nightmare version of the level that's like way harder.
Yeah, so like I'm envisioning kind of like a Meat Boy Dark World kind of situation.
Yeah, it's sort of like
so,
that.
So what I remember hearing is apparently the B-sides were supposed to be the main levels, but I guess through the feedback they got replaced with the current A-side levels.
That's pretty funny. If that's true, that's pretty funny. That being said, I don't feel like there's any way that the first world, the city or whatever, there's no way that was intended to be the original first level because
like this is just shit I read. I can't really confirm it.
There's stuff in there that's like that if you didn't. There's like I would say there's two quote unquote like rooms because that's sort of how it's set up. That game is like there's very much like a room that you go through, and then you get to another platforming room. So there's a couple rooms in that first B-side that are actually hard. And if you were to put that as your quote unquote first level in your game, no one would play your game. And even if you're really good at platformers, you would know that that's hard. And be like, wow, there's no way we can make players have this be their first thing that they do. So there's the first B-side I found most of it's pretty easy, but there's two rooms that are pretty hard. Actually, here, I'm gonna play a game really quick. I'm gonna read my death counts because they tell you your death counts in this game. So, sorry, let me just crack it open really quick.
Right. I should also mention like, so he's trying to get all the strawberries, but then the game tells you specifically, especially after the second level, is that they're just for bragging rights. There's no real reward to the strawberry.
Yeah, there's no reward to the strawberries. There are rewards apparently for getting the hearts and stuff though.
Because yes, I can tell you this now. You won't even wait till after you beat the level.
Don't tell me, but here
it's like a really minor spoiler. Because by the time you get to it, it probably won't even pop up because you're getting all the stuff.
So in the first world A side, right, the first area A side, I have 105 deaths, and a lot of those are me collecting strawberries. Like probably half of them.
Yeah. So
the B side, I have 287. So more than double.
Right.
Basically the same for chapter 2. I had 113 for the A side, and then 254 for the B side. But this is where it gets actually really fucked up. Is the next area, which is the hotel, the resort or whatever. There is a segment in the main thing that's actually hard because there's a chase segment where this dude is chasing you, and the actual chase is not that hard, but there's a strawberry in it that requires an extremely precise jump to get, and I refused to stop until I got it. So for the A side of chapter 3, I have 477 deaths because I kept trying to get that strawberry, and I haven't even beaten the B side in that one yet.
Right. So, that reminds me, when I was trying to do something lower in the hotel, there was one strawberry in particular that I kept fucking up on. I think by the end of the day, I had like 40 deaths just in that one strawberry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And some of the strawberry stuff is hard, admittedly.
Yeah. They put something out of the way. You had to little tricks in the game to actually get it.
Yeah, like I would say it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of stuff. It's not so much with the main game, more so with the strawberries, where they kind of want to like teach you a concept, and you have to like, that's like sort of like a tricky way to use whatever you're doing. like a good example is something you don't really need to do a lot, I would say, in the actual main part of the game, but you definitely need to do for strawberries and also on B-sides and stuff, is grabbing on. So your main mechanics in this game, in case you guys don't know, are you have a jump, obviously. You have like an air dash that goes in whatever direction you're holding, and then you can also hold onto and like climb walls. But you have stamina, which you can't see when you're doing that. So there's one mechanic that they use a lot in the B-sides and strawberry stuff that I think is really kind of like interesting, which is grabbing onto one side of a platform and then jumping over it and then grabbing the other side, right? And that's like something you don't do in the main game at all, really. Or like conserving your air dash because you only get one per jump once you've used it. So like a lot of the stuff with strawberries and stuff like that is, or B-sides. Is
Actually,
like,
wait, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
You say like holding the dash, we'll try to climb and stuff like that. That's actually in the main game. That's just later on. You just probably haven't seen it.
Sure, but this is my point. Is like so most people it seems like have been going through the game and like they beat all the A sides and then go back and do the B sides. So I haven't been doing that. I've been doing the A side and then immediately doing the B side for each level, and doing it that way is really interesting because it's like it feels like there's all these mechanics that they must have like realized, oh, we need to like introduce these in a user friendly way before we let people actually do them, because when you just play the B side immediately after you play the A side, there's stuff in it where you're like, oh fuck, like I had to like hold on to my air dash way earlier and I didn't, and now I'm just fucked right here and I just die.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what can you describe me like some of the segments in the Larry last level feature that? Yeah. And oh boy.
Yeah, and in general, it's a lot of fun. I really like that game, but I would say it's one of those games where it's very easy to. I guess the phrase I would use is like get too invested. Maybe like there's a lot of times where it's very easy to like you want a strawberry or like you can't beat a particular segment, and so you just keep fucking ramming your head into the wall trying to beat it, and that's not the way to do it. As someone who did that, like it's much better to just like go back later.
No, yeah. I learned that lesson in Meat Boy and Dark Souls and all these other games that are kind of like this.
If you're bad about doing that, you will get caught up in this game. You have to be really careful because, like, again, I seriously like my death counts on most of the levels. They were like 100 or something, and then when I got to chapter 3, there was like one strawberry that I just fucking refused to not get. And so I probably literally racked up like 300 deaths trying to get that one strawberry for over like the course of 2 hours. It was pretty bad. All in all, a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that all you played?
Celeste yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically.
So I played Celeste. I'll just quickly mention the other two since that was like kind of a long one, I think, for us. I played Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
How is that, by the way? 'Cause I keep seeing like.
That's why I'm talking about it. I'll tell you. So first of all, Final Fantasy 15 is a video game. Perhaps you've heard of it.
That's actually the one with the cup noodles, right?
Yeah. It's the one where you dress up anime boys in cup noodle outfits. So maybe you've heard of it coming to PC soon, which it is. I think in March, May, one of those two.
Soonish.
I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot it was coming out to PC, and then I saw like the Steam thing where it's like coming out now.
You want to talk about a game I forgot was coming to PC, but I picked it up? Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Edition. Anyway, the HD one. But 15's coming to PC. But in advance of that, they were like, "Yo, let's put out phone for Final Fantasy 15." So here's the weirdest thing about this game. All the characters are like stylized, cartoony looking. Like fucking Gladiolus looks like a triangle that's upside down. Like
what?
Basically, because he's so buff on top, and then his legs are super tiny and skinny. You should look it up because it's really funny looking.
I'm doing that as we speak. Images. Here we go. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're very stylized. But wait, here's what's hilarious about this.
What's wrong with his face?
There's still all the... As someone who has seen the beginning of Final Fantasy 15, and I've seen a few hours of that game played, as far as I can tell, all of the cutscenes are still intact. So they do the actual cutscenes with the actual animations, kind of, and stuff, but with those models and with the regular voice acting.
Oh wow, they look like the characters from Final Fantasy The Rhythm.
They look like
Sorta,
Funko Pops.
Oh,
no, true.
Do not compare those fucking things.
So, so picture those characters doing all the like stuff of the actual cutscenes of the game, and they're talking with the actual cutscene voices and like everything, like the English, like actual VO. But it looks like that, which is unnerving. And so that part of the game is like the same as far as I can tell, the story and stuff. But then the gameplay part is basically tap to move around, right? You like click and drag or whatever to move around. There aren't like controls in the sense of like, you know, a lot of phone games have like a fake D-pad or joystick and then buttons. That doesn't exist. Instead, it's pretty elegant the way they did it, which is that, you know, you kind of auto attack when you click on an enemy. So you tap an enemy and then Noctis runs over and starts hitting them. Right? Noctis runs over and starts hitting them. You can tap on the bottom of the screen. There's 3 icons for the 3 weapons that they let him use, which are his regular sword, the one-handed one, the greatsword, and a spear. And you can like tap on those to switch weapons, which you're using. And he auto attacks enemies, and then if you drag across the screen in a direction, that will make him teleport in that direction. And if you click and hold on an enemy, he does the teleport strike to like go to them and hit them. So, and then also you get like a parry thing. So if an enemy does like a big attack to you, you can like tap parry, and if you tap it fast enough, you'll do a counterattack. And if you don't do it fast enough, you'll do like a dodge, sort of like, you know, his little like weird teleporty dodge that he has in the real game. It actually plays okay. Like, honestly, I didn't hate it. I only played the first chapter because that's the free chapter. And I don't know. I was thinking about whether I want to get the rest of it. I probably am not going to, actually, because I was thinking about getting the PC version. And why would I just play the same game except a smartphone version when I can play the real thing? But if you don't have an alternative and you don't want to play it on PC or PS4, but you wanted to experience the story, it seems to me like this would actually be kind of the best way to do that, because it gives you all of that. It's just in a smartphone package with a smartphone game attached. As far as I could tell, there weren't any like money hooks. It's just first chapter is free, and then if you want all 10 chapters, which is like the whole game or whatever, it's $20. So I don't know. It actually seems okay for a smartphone game. I didn't hate my time with it. First chapter was like, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, or maybe just 2 hours long. So it's pretty straightforward.
I've never seen the fact that Square Enix treats their mobile port with at least some decency.
Some of them, yeah, definitely. Some of them are terrible, but some of them are okay.
Some of them are okay.
I've never been more angry in my life than when I got the Final Fantasy IX mobile port and tried to do jump rope.
Oh boy.
I literally was screaming at my phone because it was laggy and that was not acceptable.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the Dragon Quest 8 port on mobile.
But this is good. But this is good because it's not just a port, right?
It's a redone version to actually fit with the mobile device.
Right. They made it. They made the game part mobile for the platform. They changed how it looks so that it actually runs and doesn't destroy your phone and make your battery get like 1,000 Celsius. And yet they kept all the story stuff and cutscenes as far as I could tell. And the VO's in there, which is what you want. So, yeah, it's all right. The other one I'm not going to bother. They did an update recently for Mercenary Kings, which if you haven't played it is like if you combined Metal Slug and Monster Hunter, kind of. The update is a bunch of quality of life stuff that's cool, so I started playing that game again. But I don't really need to talk about that. So, that's me, Maggie.
Hi. I like video... Do you like video games? Video games are cool.
Sometimes.
So, I guess, I'll start with the first thing I played, which was a little while ago. I started playing Far Cry 2 for some reason.
Wow.
I
haven't
like
played
that
in a
game.
long time. Yeah.
It is probably the best Far Cry game overall.
Oh, now I don't know if I agree with you, but go on.
Because no, there's a reason I say that. I haven't played the fourth one, so I can't say like gameplay wise with that.
Oh, nobody cares about Far Cry 4. The money is Far Cry 3. That's the one everybody likes.
All right, I'm gonna get into that actually because after playing Far Cry 2 a little bit, I was like, I want to play Far Cry 3 because I never beat that game. I have beaten the second one, so why don't I play 3 again? And Far Cry 3 is a bad video game.
What's your problem with Far Cry 3?
The story is obnoxiously bad. The writing's obnoxiously bad. The characters obnoxiously bad.
The characters are intentionally obnoxiously bad, though. You understand
that doesn't
right?
make it good.
I
you can
I
make
don't agree. I
something
think
bad
it's
on
funny.
purpose, but it's still bad.
The fact that the main character is a huge douchebag is what's hilarious about that game.
They could have made it like funny, but instead they tried to go
Wow.
like the whole like he starts out and he's never shot a gun, and then like 2 missions later he's like, yeah, blow him up. I fucking love killing people, and it's like that was quick.
That's subjective, but that's the
Man.
whole point. That's like the whole.
That was
literally the whole point of the story.
I feel like that happened a little quick.
Yes, which is why the dude that's the whole point. That's why the guy at the end is like, who's the real monster here? You
all right,
fucking
I've
crazy
never
person.
gotten to the end.
Well, that's
I've
then you don't
gotten to the
understand,
point
I'm
where
sorry.
Voss is killed in a cutscene, which kind of like cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
You kill the main villain at the beginning with a
But
cutscene.
You're talking about you've played the part where you like go through the whole place that's on fire to go get him, right?
All of those points in the game where they force you to walk slowly and like the trippy things are fucking bad, and I hate it.
Yeah, okay, but have you played through the part where you're going after him and the whole place is on fire?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's like the whole point of the story is that he's basically going, you're fucking crazy. You're coming after me, but you're like lighting the whole fucking place on fire and killing everyone just to get to me. Who's really
All right,
the monster?
that would be
That's the whole
cool
point.
if I got to like see that normally instead of some dumb like fake trippy thing.
I mean, whatever.
You know?
That's just a lot of video games had that at the time. I like
A lot of
now
video
you're just
games still do have
nitpicking.
it.
Yeah.
They basically tried to do like the Horrors of War kind of thing, but they did it very badly.
Well,
And I hate it.
They did it as like a parody.
And then there's also the gameplay itself is not as good as Far Cry 2.
Okay, now you're just wrong. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Oh my god,
It's
you're
just
crazy,
not.
Maggie. How can you think that? Far Cry
Because
2,
Far Cry
the guns
2
would randomly jam on you in Far Cry 2.
Yes,
And the
that was
driving is
part of it.
terrible, and the sniping is terrible. The gunplay in that game sucks. How can you possibly think that it's better than in
The Far Cry 2 feels more fun when I'm playing it, and I don't get as mad at it. With Far Cry 3, there's a lot of shit where it's like, it's the game that I didn't fuck up, it's the game that's just like
in Far
dumb.
Cry 2, if you throw a grenade, you could accidentally like light the whole map on fire.
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
Then you just die.
That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Don't
I
get me
loved
wrong, the
that
fire
shit.
stuff in that game is really fun and hilarious in Far Cry 2. That is probably one of the few really good things about
Yes,
that game for me.
it wasn't like it didn't take itself too seriously. It was just a dumb,
Far Cry
sandboxy
3
fucking game.
Far Cry 3 takes itself way less seriously than 2.
No,
2's
it
story
fucking
is like,
doesn't.
oh, you have fucking malaria, you have to take malaria shots and shit. In 3, you go clubbing and then you shoot people with guns, and the main enemy is a fucking psycho. Oh my god, you're crazy.
I
can't
think you
believe
played
you're
a
saying
different
this.
Far Cry game, my dude. Because
You're
3
crazy.
is not great at all.
3 is super good. 3 is the best one. Anyway.
3 is fucking janky and fucking I hate it.
I will say though, having played 4, that 4's gameplay, I think the story is really weak in 4, but 4's gameplay is much better than 3's. They actually made the gameplay. 4 easily
Also-
has the best gameplay.
Also, in Far Cry 2, I don't have to go around and murder countless animals so I can carry guns.
No, in Far Cry 2, you just have to go around and murder countless checkpoints because every time you kill one, they respawn 5 minutes later, not even after you.
I didn't say it's a perfect game. I said I enjoy it more. I enjoy that game more because Far Cry 3 just feels like.
And you can only
not
fast travel when you go to a
good.
bus stop, and only
Yeah, I
time
like
bus
that.
stops.
I actually like not having to
Oh
fast
my
travel
god!
constantly.
Oh wow, you're crazy.
Video
Okay,
games,
but can
man.
your computer play Far Cry 2 on max settings? I think that's the question.
No one. Can
Well,
do that.
here's the thing: most computers can't play it in max with like Direct 10 because it's bugged and it'll crash randomly. So
That
You know,
yeah,
there's
that's kind of the joke.
you have to play in 9.
Oh my god.
So there was that. Far Cry. I've modded them both though, and the mod I picked for Far Cry 3 is not great because it makes you die way too quick, and it's not fun
Well,
like
that's
that.
the whole, yeah, that's why that game is fun. is 'cause it's
Uninstall
like-
that mod
yeah.
then. What are you doing?
I would have to restart the game at this point, and I'm too far in.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
my life
dude.
now. And those are those games I played. And then I played another game that is not frustrating. It's called Pikmin 2.
Oh yeah?
Hey, that's the game with the little men.
That game runs on my totally real
Mhm.
GameCube very well.
Wow, yeah. I mean,
I'm
it is
surprised.
designed to do that.
Yeah,
After all.
I know. I don't know
Yeah.
why I had to point that out.
Yeah,
But I've been playing that, and
I never played that one. I played one.
One is good, but I will never play it again because the time limit
me
is
either.
bad.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's fucking terrible, and it ruins the game to me.
Yeah,
like,
the
the
time
worst part
limit
of
in
that
Pikmin
game.
1's
Yeah.
rough.
YuGiOh, I extremely
That's
agree.
why I love how in Pikmin 2, like at the beginning of the game, they literally have like the little spaceship robot like stop the game and tell you like you have all the time you need to play it. They're like, "Hey, there's no time limit this time."
Hey,
Don't worry
remember that
about
shitty
it.
thing? We fixed it. Okay, enjoy your game.
We removed this mechanic entirely. Don't worry about it.
So, Pikmin 2 is the one that has the guy with the weird tall head, right?
That's when Louis shows up. And
yeah,
You
Louis.
go there with
But
Louis because Olimar goes back to his home planet and
Mhm.
realizes his boss has put the company in debt and everything's been repossessed.
Including the ship.
That was a
But
fucked
they
up story.
find out a bottle cap that Olimar brought back for his kid is worth like a fuckload of money. So his boss is like, "Yo, Louis, you dumb fuck, go with Olimar back to this planet and
get a
fucking steal everything."
Get all the bottle caps. Oh man, that's
So the thing I remember most about Pikmin 2 is the fact that they actually have real products in that game.
Yes, the
Yeah,
product
the-
placement actually works in that game.
Yeah,
which I
What
like.
do you mean?
There's a Duracell battery in that game.
Oh yeah, like some of the treasures you find are like actual like
Wow.
a Coca-Cola bottle cap or something like
That's
that.
fucking weird.
Mike, I don't know if you know this, but the planet that Olimar goes to, it's Earth. And
Yeah.
he's just really small.
But Pikmin aren't on Earth.
You don't know
It's
that.
like
No.
You don't know
dubious. Like
that.
it's supposed to be like maybe Earth, like a very very long time from now when everyone's dead.
Yeah.
But
And
however,
now
everything
all
is
that's
also
left
tiny.
are now all that's left are snagrets, which are the worst thing to ever exist. Because
Also
the
jumping
little
frogs.
fucking snake birds. Yeah, I fucking hate the frogs.
Wallywogs.
The Wollywog fucking. Can I just say that like I miss games like that had like the encyclopedia things for all the enemies, and it's just really dumb, and I like it.
Oh yeah,
That
like
I could
Louis
just
in that
read up
game.
on all these dumb animals.
So Olimar has like a very strict encyclopedia. Louis just wants to eat them.
Yeah, Louis a bit. He's got a problem. That's why they leave him.
Louis is a hungry boy.
Like
It's my
he'll describe
favorite
he'll
thing.
describe every enemy like how does it taste? He'll like figure it out.
Flavorful.
It's like Snake. Yeah. I have yet to play Pikmin 2. I played Pikmin 1 and 3. I finished 3.
So I
have you-
went to buy Pikmin 3 a couple of years after the Wii U came out, and it was so much money that I was like, well, fuck it, I'm never playing this game.
Yeah, I think like there was like a lot of physical copies for Pikmin 3. I bought mine digitally. So the game is fun. I like Pikmin.
The
Playing
gameplay of
Pikmin
Pikmin
2 made me kind of just like realize I miss Pikmin and games like Pikmin.
You know,
I might
well, I
even
mean,
start like when I'm done with that. I might play like Overlord again because.
Oh, never
that's
mind,
kinda
Pikmin
like that.
3 is cheap now. I guess it's because the Switch is out.
the
Maybe.
gameplay of Pikmin doesn't like really do it for me, but the aesthetic and like I guess chillness of Pikmin is very, very good.
So,
Yeah,
like, even with
Pikmin
the
is
time
only
limit-
hectic if you, like, go quick. Like, it can be very calm, and you just take
Right.
it
So, like,
slow.
Yeah, even with the time limit they give you, like, at least with 3, you have plenty of time to get everything.
Yeah, no, I just mean like the gameplay of it, the actual moment to moment doesn't really do it for me. Like that's I just don't find it that exciting to play. But
Right.
But I love my
all
little
the
Pikmin.
surrounding stuff is very good. In Pikmin.
Yeah.
I actually like the gameplay.
I can understand that.
It's the same reason that I like Overlord, like I said before, because Overlord is basically the same thing, except also dumb, but in a different way.
Have you ever played Little King Story? Because it's basically also that.
I saw that. It looked neat, but I've never played it.
Yeah, so maybe something to keep on your radar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Does it have Pikmin in it?
It has villagers who are kind of like Pikmin in concept.
Does it have like goblins in it?
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe?
Can I command a Pikmin/goblin army?
I saw somebody stream it once. I don't know all the details. You're gonna have to look it up. I'm sorry.
I just want to say that playing Pikmin 2 again also made me realize that the story is a bit like the Olimar's kind of fucked up, isn't he? Like a little bit. Like he's just going back there and raiding the planet of everything.
Hey man, capitalism is a disease.
Let me raid your trash. This
Capitalism
Duracell battery.
Such a disease that it's a space disease.
Mm-hmm.
And I love in Pikmin 2 the like messages you get like every day from people, and how your boss's life just slowly gets worse and worse as he sinks more into debt. And if you take too long, he lives under a bridge. It's fucking amazing.
Fucking good. Support your local union.
Support your local Pikmin.
And that's what I did.
Nice.
It's fairly relaxed
pleasant.
besides
Yeah, that's
unfortunate video game choices.
Yeah. We're not doing emails this week. Why, Alex?
Because I don't have enough emails.
Send them in. Of course.
What do you like from 2008? Give me.
It's
Hand
late.
them over.
Once again, we're doing the bad thing, but just do it. Anyway.
Hey, can you guys hear those like fire trucks and shit, man? Because like,
Yeah.
damn, I think
don't worry
like,
about it. We like
they
that.
found out that my jokes are so hot that they have to come put it out. You know.
It's killing me right now.
I think they found out that we're burning down a sandcastle in here.
I think.
That was a better one. I should.
That's a good. Oh, that's a good.
It's in the name of the podcast. I cannot believe you didn't go for that.
Oh, that's a real good name you did there, buddy. Guess I'm just gonna have my life right now.
Let's just hey, worst thing on the internet. Best thing on the internet. What do you got, Alex?
No, wait.
Okay,
we
are you
need the
done
real name
powering
for
up?
the segment. What's the name for the segment?
I don't know. I've lost track of which one's
The
which.
most
this one's gonna
interesting
be
thing.
This one's gonna
my
be
God.
the grid grab.
Okay, sure.
Wow.
All right,
Welcome
so
to
now
the
fucking
grab.
complaining about my joke. Jesus Christ.
now I got a question for you. Do you like being on the grid? Is your grid plugged in? Because we're about to get plugged in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, we're about to get unplugged.
No, I think we're about to get plugged in because
To what?
so here's what I've brought, and I will just tell you the name of it up front. It is called Eevee Party 2.
It is called Dance Dance by Fall Out
No,
Boy.
you need to stop that. You need to stop making that noise. But he is correct. This is the song Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy with a bunch of very flash animated Eevee characters who I imagine made up the entirety of the Eevee furries on the internet at the time.
Possibly.
Because there are just so many. So now, so I got linked this in a furry Discord, as you might imagine.
Well, that's where I would
We
assume
were
you'd find
ridiculing it. This video is fascinating to me. There is so much going on.
It is so extremely early 2000s that it's fucking
that it actually
wild.
happened in the late 2000s.
Yeah, there's a jizz volcano. There's a rave.
That's the Eevee juice. It turns you into an Eevee.
There's a
Kind of like
rave.
jizz, I guess.
There's people
Yeah.
having sex. Eevees having sex.
Yeah, there's
It's really
a rave.
got it all.
There's Fallout Boy, but Eevees.
They launch a satellite or something, or
Elon Musk is there, and he's like at the controls. He's the
Oh,
one
yeah,
launching the
so-
satellite.
we discovered something. At one point in this video, if you decide to watch the whole thing, which I mean, wow,
You might get hooked. Who knows?
I did for some reason, and if you do, there's a point when they just start naming all the, I assume, internet Eevee lovers out there and
Yeah,
showing
it's at
their
like
avatar.
219
Right.
roughly in this video.
And they show their avatars and whatever. But
And first of all, there are so many. It's
yeah, there's a lot. There's like 15 of them or more. But yeah, you know, there's a bunch of edgy ones, and there's a bunch of just like Chelsea, and it's just like a regular Eevee.
And then there's one named Koshi Dragonite, which I thought was pretty good.
And then there's one that's named Elon, and this one also, that was a weird noise. There's one that's named Elon, and not only is it a super edgelordy one, it also is the one that launches the Eevee beam thing into space. So, you know, draw your own conclusions, but sure, he would have been 36 years old at the time, but I'm just saying, you know.
It's possible.
We got
it's
you,
possible.
Musk. Why is his last name Musk? Think about it. Oh, Eevee Musk.
I don't know. This is
Alright, so,
This is a problem.
1, never speak of that again. And 2, I had that on for about a second and I had to turn it off, and that's about all I need to see.
What's
Wow.
wrong? You don't like Fall Out Boy?
I don't hate them, but, like, I don't like them, if that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Okay,
You
well,
didn't even stick around for the Jizz Volcano?
It's like
Also, at
music,
one
it's basically
point,
like, if I have to listen to it, like, in a car or some shit, I'm not gonna, like, lose my mind, but if I can turn it off, I will.
gotcha. So also at one point, the DJ Eevee, who I believe is the character of the guy who created this whole thing, gets his freak on. So you know that I'm pretty sure that happened.
In real
It's
life.
very, very suggestive.
Yeah.
There's like a Dance Dance Revolution scene. Is like this whole thing is just so weird.
It's
That
very...
Dance.
Somebody made this. Presumably with the help of at least 45 other EVs on the internet.
At least, minimum.
Minimum.
Okay. What's yours, Mark? Because it was pretty confusing. Are those cards fake Chinese cards? Is that what it is?
I believe so. So a couple weeks ago, I was trying to find bootleg cards to just give to my friend as a gift.
Yeah, like funny. Yeah.
Yeah, so I ran into these with my favorite. I guess while reading like a thread somewhere. With my favorite being the huge Divinity Soldier, which is just a bootleg Obelisk Tormentor. But basically, I didn't realize anything, especially the second card, which is just called Seahorse, with a picture of Kaiba's face on it.
Right, yeah, if you didn't buy that second card, I'm gonna be sad.
I don't know where I can find these,
No,
man.
he
'Cause,
just
like,
found these looking on the internet.
I need that card.
Yeah, and then the flavor text, instead of Obelisk the Tormentor being like a summon creature and having text that says how to do it, the flavor text, it just has flavor text, and it says, when he presents, the conflagrant high wind will blow the Mother Earth chaos. All biology became skeleton.
All biology. That's some deep shit.
Yeah, man.
Exactly, yeah.
Who hasn't had that thought before?
I'm pretty sure all biology became skeleton is what's going to happen in the year 2019 to the Earth. So, judging at the rate we're going right now.
Mm-hmm. So, basically, I think after a while I realized that, oh wait, these all came from one source, China.
Unsurprisingly.
So what we have here are they call them Hong Kong subs. Supposedly they were like, it was Japanese translated to Hong Kong and translated back to English, and then you have this mess.
So there's Kaiba, who is Seahorse.
Mhm.
So they took Japanese and ran it through Google Translate, and then ran it through Google Translate again.
There's some really good
And
ones
got
in here.
that.
Like, for example, Yugi is holding a sort of soulless Kaiba, I'm assuming, and it just says, step on my corpse. Or...
So there's a whole video I found, like, specifically of the second image in this Twitter, on this Tumblr post. Because with the actual card name called the Dignity of the Underdog, and there's a whole joke about it with Joey,
Right.
just running that one joke. So anytime an underdog comes up in the episode, they just call them the Dignity of the Retarded. It's dumb,
Nice. Yeah.
but like that's just the whole thing. If there's an image from, there's more of that, but
Bestir yourself, Yugi.
yeah, we also had the classic Green Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, the Green Eyes White Dragon. I'll invoke New York and ready for offense. The new
Yeah,
magic poker machine is invented by Kaiba. and he
Oh,
just
man.
has like the arm blade thing.
The dual desk. I mean, this ass is pretty good though.
Yeah, this ass. Yeah. So yeah, they're funny, and you can look at them.
I wish I could find the actual like full clips of these, but I think they've been lost to the internet.
Yeah,
or
maybe
idiots
they're
on the
somewhere,
internet.
but, yeah.
There's somewhere, but like the most I find is just like idiots just commenting over them.
You have to go to the dark web to find those.
Go
Oh,
to the
yeah.
deep web.
Oh boy.
Mine, if you haven't seen them, the first one is just like a what's it called? Rube Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg machine.
Goldberg machine.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg machine with marbles, and yeah, it's good, and it has a fidget spinner in it, and
It
Two
has
of 'em.
several.
it has multiple
fidgets.
fidget. You're right, it does have multiple fidget spinners, and it's very good. It has a couple fake outs in it, which are one of my favorite things in these machines, where you like, it looks like it's like not gonna work, and then actually it was like intentionally made to work only on the second try. Yeah, and it's good. And then my second one is, they're both Japanese, both of mine, weirdly. This showed up on my timeline. I've been hi. Hey everyone.
Hi.
I'd like
Hi.
to talk to you about a little public service announcement here. Capcom, I hate them because for many
I know.
reasons.
I
but
know.
Right now, I hate them a lot, and it's because Monster Hunter is out right now, and all my friends are playing it who have PS4s. And
Not me.
well,
Although I was
Because
I
you don't play
was
Monster.
considering it for a hot second, and then you were like, "No, play it with me on
And I was
PC,"
like, no,
and I was
wait.
like, "Yeah, fine,
So-
I'll do that."
So, it's not coming out for 9 months on PC.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know why that is, because it really can't possibly be that hard to do it faster than that. But they're dumb, so it's going to take an entire year, basically, for them to port this game. Anyway,
They're trying to figure out how to put more DLC in the game.
I've been suffering watching all these fucking Monster Hunter World clips on my timeline, but I finally got one that was so good that I actually enjoyed it, which is Squad. Fucking these guys went straight Call of Duty ham.
Oh my god!
They all got together, got a bunch of heavy bow guns, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically a machine gun in this game, and they all squad up, set up like a trap for this monster, and then the second it shows up, they all just start dumping minigun style into it, and it dies in about 10 seconds, and it's hilarious.
That's pretty good.
And I've never seen something like that in a Monster Hunter game before, so I thought that was very funny. And that makes me want to play this game even more. So
On the
Got
bright
'em.
side, when it comes out for PC, the slowdown will not happen and it will die much quicker.
true.
You don't know that.
If the port is good, which
It's actually, everything's going to be tied to the frame rate and everything's going to be fucked.
the port better
How's
be
the-
good because it's
How's
gonna
the
take them
RS7
9
port?
months. And yeah, whatever, they're putting Monster Hunter out on not a portable again, so I'm happy.
So you got that.
Hey Maggie,
Just
Yeah?
this image is fucking cursed.
Yeah. Help? I need help. I need... Basically,
You know what
this...
you can do to get help is describe this image to me.
I was
your
just
friend.
about to before you rudely interrupted me.
Please
God
describe
damn.
to me this image as I am your friend.
This image is, do you guys like King of the Hill, man? Well,
I
yes,
propane
it's
and
actually
propane.
Do
quite
you guys like Valve's hit video game Team Fortress 2?
I certainly
Yeah.
used to.
Well,
God.
here's a bunch of Team Fortress 2 characters as King of the Hill characters, and it's I can't.
So,
I don't know you.
Alright,
Engineer Dale Gribble might be the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
that's not the
in my life.
engineer. That's
the sniper.
Oh, that's the sniper.
That's
Oh,
Yeah.
because the yellow hat threw me off. You're right.
Yeah.
The engineer's in the background being pulled away by the pyro.
yeah. The one that
Oh.
the one that I'm a little struggling with is Hank Hill, because who's the fuck? I can never remember his name.
That's the soldier.
No,
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Oh my god!
Baldwin?
I didn't even see the spy.
Baldwin.
Oh,
Heavy?
Bill. Bill?
Bill is Okay,
Bill's
Bill
the
is
heavy.
the heavy, right? I thought for a hot second there, I thought Hank Hill was also the heavy, but like weird, and then I realized he's not, and he's the soldier.
He's the soldier.
Which, yeah.
He
Superman
empowers
looks
the
like
scout.
Hank Hill if he got like fucking jacked.
Also, what is on the spy's face? Can you tell?
A trash can.
Ah, perfect. Great.
He's the trash can, you know.
The one
Oh,
that Betty
God.
puts out in the opening.
I just
I've
want to
never-
say, like,
I
I
just-
just fucking noticed the spy was in that.
Yeah, I just
Well, then he must be doing a good job.
Is it weird
I
that
mean,
I'm kind
he
of
is.
disappointed that Hank Hill isn't the pyro, though? I feel
No,
like...
but the pyro's there in the background.
I know, but I
doing
feel like
his
that's a
thing.
wasted opportunity, you know what I mean?
It's like so good, but so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, please
So-
release me from this hell.
Yeah, so that's it. Bye.
we did it.
Get
We're
the
free.
fuck out. Fuck
We're
off,
gonna do Kingdom
nerds.
Hearts.
What if I just
Goodbye.
cut the podcast right there? What if I literally
What
just cut
what
it?
if you just cut it? What if you just let me do the outro that I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
take my sweet time with?
Hey,
Okay, sure,
gamers, thanks for tuning in. We'll hit you next time on
Hey,
the rebound.
She a gamer?
I'm
and
doing
she
finger
have
guns, by the way.
Damn.
Damn.
Okay, so you can follow us on Twitter at BDTSC, and you can email us at podcast@burndownthesandcastle.info, where you can also go to subscribe. You can subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, all the fun, exciting places.
And don't forget, you can also send in your email questions in the web form on the website. Burn down the sand. I forgot the web address.
Burn down,
Burn down the Sandcastle.info.
Sandcastle.info.
Thank you. So you don't even have to email. You can just do it there if you feel like it.
Remember,
You really
tweet,
need them, so please
tweet
do.
all your questions to
Don't tweet any questions at me. I will not read them.
No, don't do that. But do tell your socialist friends about us. If they're not socialists, don't tell. I don't want to hear them.
If you got capitalist friends, not interested.
Yeah,
Just
no.
socialists only.
I don't care about Elon Musk. Okay.
Well, I mean, he was an Eevee in this. so
more
I
like
don't know
Elon
about that.
Muskrat.
I don't.
All right, going and we're done.
No.
Yeah.
If you
And the
send,
po-
if you try to introduce me to Elon Musk, I will turn you into an Elon Husk.
Oh, that was a better one.
Damn.
Okay,
Why do you keep
So,
stealing
bye.
it?
I'm gonna say the podcast is over now. So bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell. So long. You can go now.